This week, the largest maternity investigation in NHS history, led by midwife Donna Ockenden, released its report. It examined around 2,500 cases from 2012 to 2025 and concluded that 520 mothers and babies either died or suffered harm that was potentially avoidable. This is why the Nottingham hospital scandal is so significant and what it tells us about the state of maternity care in our country. So why does this keep happening? A major part of the answer lies in a toxic workplace culture, and families believe a dogmatic obsession with normal births. Announcing the results of her 4-year-long inquiry, Ockenden described how culture and ideology with normal births resulted in midwives and doctors waiting far too long to intervene or perform necessary C-sections. Ockenden has told the Sunday Times universities are central to this crisis, with midwives simply not being trained to care for modern expectant mothers who are statistically older, heavier and sicker than in the past. But the failure isn't just clinical, it's institutional. When things go wrong, the NHS response is defensive. Senior leaders have actively engaged in systemic cover-ups to protect corporate reputations rather than protect patients. Because mistakes are buried, they are repeated over decades. At Nottingham, serious incidents, including deaths, were downgraded to avoid scrutiny by regulators. Families were gaslit and coroners were not told about some deaths. Even after a baby died, they were not treated with dignity, with bodies allowed to decompose in the hospital mortuary. More than 30 managers actively refused to cooperate with the Ockenden review, prompting families to demand a public inquiry. Unlike doctors and nurses, NHS hospital managers are completely unregulated. They cannot be struck off and are not held legally accountable for lying or covering up fatal errors. It is the ultimate betrayal of grieving families who campaign only to save others from their pain that the NHS has failed to learn from these scandals. So how do we fix a system that refuses to look in the mirror? Next week, Baroness Amos will formally announce her independent review of 12 hospitals. We understand she will demand a new National Commissioner for Maternity, strict new standards for all departments to follow, and an urgent overhaul of staff education. But for many families, a review is just words. There is a growing consensus that a full public inquiry to dissect 20 years of failed NHS policy and force silent managers to testify is needed. The incoming government faces a monumental moral question. Can ministers finally break this multi-decade cycle of secrecy and end the betrayal of British families? Ensuring our maternity services are safe is no longer just a policy goal. This is a matter of life and death.